무대 위 춤의 전쟁이 시작돼 너와 나 모두 준비해 리듬 속에 빠져들어 We dance with the animals in the swamp in the swamp We dance against the animals fury 호랑이 점프하고 캥거루가 춤추고 사람들 속에 숨어 한가가 댄스 챔피언 We dance with the animals in the swamp in the swamp We dance against the animals fury 호랑이 점프하고 캥거루가 춤추고 사람들 속에 숨어 한가가 댄스 챔피언 We dance with the animals in the swamp in the swamp 사람들 춤에 반하고 동물들 춤에 놀라고 서로 배우면서 우리 춤의 우주 속 We dance with the animals in the swamp in the swamp in the swamp We dance against the animals fury We dance with the animals in the swamp in the swamp in the swamp We dance against the animals fury 리듬 타면 날아가 전쟁 끝이 나 함께 춤을 추며 웃어 우리 춤의 별이 돼 We dance with the animals in the swamp, in the swamp, in the swamp. We dance against the animals, furies. 리듬 타면 날아가 춤의 전쟁 끝이 나 함께 춤을 추며 웃어 우리 춤의 별이 돼
Coming up next on BBC Two, it's the BradWOTO stream, but first, it's time for What Picture Has Bradley Drawn Onto a Piece of Paper?
It's time for another fantastic edition of What Pokemon Did Braid Draw? Oh yeah, I never have the music for this, do I? I guess we'll just do this again. Let's see if you can guess what I draw on a piece of paper, and then we'll get on with The Legend of Gary, our D&D game. Metapod. Snorunt. I have to draw that one day. I don't know it exists, so... But Lux. Or Lux. My favourite. She's my favourite. Suck it up. Suck it up. It's my favourite. Favourite what? Just person, dude. Bulbasaur. Jigglypuff. Staryu. Muck. Let's see if you can get it right today. What Pokemon did I draw? Let's get you in the voting mood. For it is time once again to do a lot of. There's a lot of polls involved in D&D. Much like the only way I was able to make money in my early 20s, there are a lot of polls involved.
We dance with the animals in the swamp, in the swamp, in the swamp. We dance against the animals, fury. We dance with the animals in the swamp, in the swamp, in the swamp. We dance against the animals, fury.
If you don't know what's going on, it'll all make sense soon enough. It'll all make sense soon enough. Alright, you think I've drawn a Staryu? I can reveal to you, in fact. Very dark in here. Get some light on my disgusting face. Thank you. I drew Ash and Pikachu, but Pikachu looks a bit haunted. He looks a little haunted. So, not my greatest work. He looks a little traumatized, as he should be. Pikachu should be traumatized, shouldn't he? Let's be honest. Poor little Pikachu. He's been through a lot, okay? That Pikachu's been through a lot. Alright, hello everyone, welcome to the stream. He's fucking high, yeah, he's off his nut. He's seen some shit, dude. Music. Here we are, we're gonna do some D&D. We didn't get to do any last week. I sort of, I felt very, very unwell over the last week. I feel a lot better now. It's been sort of steadily tapering off, but I honestly, this is not the end. I think it's going to get worse before it gets better because I've still got a bunch of shit to do. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Hi, Goosey. Nuclear reactor inside of a mouse. Yeah, exactly. But we're gonna do some D&D. We didn't do it last week. 2 weeks ago, we ended on a. I think you did a wheel spin that ended up with an encounter, right? And then that encounter, we decided to make a dance battle. And it was 2 weeks ago, so I need 10 subs to even begin the game. I'm kidding, I'm joking. We will get into it in a minute. Oh, fuck it, should we get into it right now? Fuck yeah, should we go? Fuck yeah, it's the wrong intro.
Under a tiny world will take a person only a matter of weeks to travel from one side to the other. Once a lush, verdant planet, Rexander's rain had stopped falling. What had stopped it? And how? Was this something to do with the warring empires? Was it a new unknown threat? Or perhaps it was the new major tech and steam-powered technology from the Pageant matriarchy or Kosusiv Reinti. Long ago, The world was treated as an experiment by the gods. They were trying to discover the most powerful species they could make. Just a fun game for them became our world as we know it, in the finals of the Kraven trials. Humans faced off against nulls. The humans won. In a final test, the gods pitted the humans against the dragons. The dragons tore the world apart, destroying any semblance of society. Now, after 1,000 years, the mans have rebuilt. Two great kingdoms, constantly at war, and between them, the last forest. The only place of green in our dying world. And inside that forest, the last num. My name is Gary, and this is my story.
That's right, it's time to continue the story of Gary with the Furry Dance Battle. As a little recap of what happened last week. The week before last. Really, it's the week before last. Let me catch you up. Gary woke up prone in episode 5. This is episode 6, I think. Gary woke up prone. It was important. It mattered. The cool orcs arrived and settled a dispute between the other races. There were tensions among the other groups in the party. Gary has been moving around the swamp collecting the sort of sentient groups of the swamp, the bullywugs, the lizard folk, the hobgoblins, the orcs, the nulls, and the trolls. One by one, he's been unifying the swamp so that they might rise up against Rindor the Calm, the white dragon that rules and lives in this swamp. The cool orcs arrived. A group of very charismatic but sort of semi-pacifist orcs in sunglasses and Hawaiian t-shirts. The party leave the swamp for no reason at all, and then Gary leads them back to the swamp looking for the nulls. Only the bullywugs knew where the nulls were, but nobody could understand them. And while lost, Gary found a magical obelisk that, after solving its puzzle, presents Gary with a magical chime that allows him to cast comprehend languages. After asking the bullywugs again with the spell, Gary travels back into the swamp and locates the San Diego Comic-Con Convention Center. I think I had an image of, right? Somewhere in here. Guess not. Well, I did. Don't. I think I just brought it up on the screen. Inside the San Diego Comic-Con Convention Center, which is inside the swamp which is inside the last ever forest, which is inside a desert, which is what the world is because there is no rain in the world. We completely randomized the entire world. Everything about this is randomized and improvised on the spot, by the way, either by myself or ChatGPT or Suno with the music. Inside the San Diego Comic... You guys walked up to the San Diego Comic-Con Convention Center with no ticket. No one said you needed a ticket, by the way. You guys made up that you needed a ticket and went around and around trying to find a ticket, but you didn't need one. You just had to walk in, but you never did. Inside were the nulls. The nulls are a group of furries. The furries immediately begin dancing, and that is where we pick up today's session. Gary and Seg and Krasuvar, is that his name? Pravuzal the Violent, as well as the hobgoblins, the orcs, and the bullywugs and the lizard folk that are following him, walk into the convention center. There are lights, strobe lights going off, colorful lights, moving back and forth in rows and lights, moving spotlights of varying different colors. There's a huge set of hundreds of rows of chairs, no one in any of them, speakers pounding a bunch of very strange music. And on the stage are a group of furries, all wearing, just furry costumes. These are the nulls. Nulls are just people in furry costumes Changed my mind. Google it. Look up what nulls are in D&D. They're doing a dance. One of them shouts, hold on, I need reverb and no echo. Reverb and no echo, I think. Reverb and no echo, please. Reverb and no echo. One of them into the microphone. Or is it echo and no reverb? Echo and no reverb. A little of each? Yeah, that's good. One of them, as you walk in, grabs the mic and says, if you want, what would a furry sound like? Anime, wouldn't it? They have the anime voice. If you want to join us, first you have to defeat us. The hobgoblins, the lizard folk, the bullywugs, they all draw weapons. Seg pulls out his weapons. The hobgoblin leader raises a shield. In a dance battle. Gary turns to the orcs, and the orcs cross their arms and nod. Gary looks to his troops as the dance battle begins. Now, here's how this is going to work, people. Here's how this is going to work. There are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 skill checks that must be passed. However, you must designate which of your party will be the one to dance in the 7 battles. Time to load the Deus Ex. Kimagi, thank you for the gift sub. Shadow, thank you for the gift sub. Subs go towards spinning the wheel. There's a little bar down here. The wheel will spin. When we hit 10, we spin the wheel. There are varying different things on the wheel. Plus a new one. I've added a new thing to the wheel. You might roll another encounter, a potion, an item, a magical item, a boss battle. Your next roll might be a natural 20. The next roll might be a 1. A trap. You might teleport. There might be 25% of your total XP suddenly given to you. A wild magic situation might happen. Applying a condition suddenly. You might become cursed. A Deus Ex Machina might happen. That's just whatever happens wherever we are. A full heal, recover spells, and I've added Quadvantage. I'm introducing Quadvantage, which is we will roll 4 times and take the highest of 4 rolls if you get a Quadvantage. Now, I think what we'll do is the San Diego Convention Center has a semi-anti-magic barrier around it. So if you roll anything like an encounter or a boss battle, maybe even things like teleport and stuff, I think they might take effect immediately after the dance battle, so that we can do the dance battle. Because I don't think we want to interrupt the dance battle. So bear that in mind. But there is a few things on here. Quadvantage being the newest addition, Deus Ex, next roll being a 20, things like that may help you here. Cloudsy, thank you very much. Newt, how are you doing? So, the furries are on stage and they're warming up. Gary turns to his group. Let me explain the rules of the dance battle, and here's how it's going to go. There are 7 different checks that you're going to have to make in order to successfully defeat the furries in this dance battle. If you defeat them, they will talk with you. If if you rinse them and win outright, they'll join you. If you fail against them, they will not join you. And if you very badly fail, they will go back. They'll go back to, I don't know, Korea. So let's see here. The first skill check to be made against the furries is an acrobatics check. In order to open up, they open up with the thing that guy from what's his face always does, the weird little backflip. Performing flips, spins, or other acrobatic maneuvers. You must perform some flips, spins, and other acrobatic maneuvers. The furries say... In fact, let me bring up a null name generator. It's almost tempting to just bring up a bunch of Korean names, but I won't. Let's see if you can defeat Drix. Drix runs out from the furries and does like a little flip, landing on his feet as part of a dance move. The rest of the furries are still in perfect synchronization behind him. The dance battle has literally just begun. That was the first move of the dance battle. You have to match or defeat Drix with an acrobatics check. Who would you like to do the acrobatics check? Gary, Seg, Kravuzal, is that his name? Can't remember. A lizard folk, a bullywug, a hobgoblin, or a cool orc. I'm not even gonna let you see the character sheets. You should know by now. If Gary is a good enough leader, he would know which of his folk that he would want to do this. So let's see here. Who does? And bear in mind, there are other checks coming up. I'm not going to tell you what they are. Someone's got to do a backflip here. So it's going to be Gary, Seg, Kravuzal, the lizard folk, the bullywug, the hobgoblin, or the cool orcs. So just as a little reminder, Kravuzal is a hobgoblin. The lizard folk are big, chunky lizard men. The bullywugs are frogs. Hobgoblins are sort of big humanoid, red-furred creatures. And the cool orcs are orcs in Hawaiian t-shirts and sunglasses. Who will take on? The choice is yours. Who will be doing the flip here? Who is opening up the dance battle? Who will be taking on Drix? Now remember, you can spin the wheel. I need double wheel spins today because we took last week off, and so technically at the moment, from what I've been told by my accountant, I'm not able to make rent. These are the only way they can make rent. Ain't no way we're doing letting a frog do a flip. So you can spin the wheel if you're lucky enough to land on something like a natural 20 or a quad vantage. You know, things like that. Deus Ex Machina, then you know, you might end up getting I don't know, a triple backflip or something. So we need successes and failures out of 7. You need more successes than failures in total out of the 7 checks that are upcoming here. Who is going to perform the flips, the opening flips? Is Drix the cute one or the bad boy? Let me see. What's the name of the guy from GOT? Who in GOT 7 does the flip? What's his name? Is it Mark or Jackson? It was both of them. It's pretty hot. Yeah, he's pretty hot. I mean, he's in a furry suit, so they all kind of look the same. What's the most, like, attractive among the furries? Probably like the fox, isn't it? He's probably in a fox suit. I don't know. I need someone who's an actor. We got any furries in the chat? Someone tell me. Okay, we're going with a bullywug. All right, if you say so. We're going with a bullywug for the flip. Gary, points. to one of the bullywugs who heads up onto the stage to face Drix. And we're going to do some rolls here, so let's have a look at the bullywugs score. Bullywugs have a +1 to Dex with no skill in acrobatics whatsoever. So let's start rolling. And no one has rolled a dice yet, so we take the first roll of the day. Let's go, chat. Exclamation point roll D20 in the chat room. A 12 +1 is a 13. And do you know, I have no idea what the DC is. I didn't set any DCs. Let's just go with a 10. We're going to set a 10 for all of these. The DC is always 10. So you rolled a 12 +1 from the thing. You want to do a roll off? Okay. Do I have furries as a... I don't have the furries stats yet. I don't know what they are. Well, it's a null, isn't it? Let's have a look. Nulls. The nulls have a +1 also. Here we go. A 20. You lose. So, who'd suggested that? Wolfman. Drix comes out. Does a flip. It's amazing. The lights. There's a fireworks that goes off. This isn't a natural 20. This is a dirty 20. But it's still unbelievable. He flies through the air, slow-mo, as his giant furry outfit. Nulls are like 10 feet tall, I think, or they're like 7 or 8 feet tall, maybe. That jumps up in the air. His like fox outfit lit as the spotlights all backlight him. Fireworks. He's through the air. It's unbelievable. He lands perfectly. The dancers behind him in a perfect chevron. Strike a Ginyu pose. It's incredible. A bullywug. Let's give the bullywug a name. Bullywug name generator. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Splodges. His name is Splodges. Sploges. Splodges gets up on the stage. He's not wearing any sort of like nice outfit. He's just wearing a little rope around his stomach. His eyes on the side of his head. His giant bulbous frog-like head and his large kind of giant feet and giant hands. He gets up on the stage and does a couple of quick stretches. Boing! He bounces up into the air. The flip is actually very good. He does like a perfect flip, turning over backwards in the air. The lights trying to catch him. A firework goes off and he lands. Boing! It's a good flip. Any other situation, this flip would have been incredible. It's impressive. It looks amazing. He does a perfect flip, landing it perfectly. A gymnast would be proud of this. But compared to Drix's flip, the furry from before, it just doesn't have the flair. It doesn't have the charisma. It doesn't have the perfection. This is one failure. The null at the lead of this group says, "Not bad, but not good enough. The point goes to Drix and the furries." There's like a screen. Bling, bling, bling. One, it just says like Gary's team. Really boring font on one side. with a 0 next to it, and then there's this amazing like logo that says like the furries. It's like clearly been over edited and stuff by like an entire PR team. Ding, ding, ding. 1 point to the furries. Okay. You're losing. You need another check. The next, as this bullywug, you know, splodges, heads down off the stage, dejected, Gary gives him a little pat on the shoulder. Oh, it wasn't bad, boy. Don't worry. That's okay. They're professional. You did very well. It's now time for someone to make, and this is a big one, a performance check. But first, we spin the wheel. Here we go. Oh, you get a potion. Okay, everyone in the chat, roll me a d20. You get a potion. Exclamation point, roll d20 in the chat. You will get a random potion here. God, doing a dance battle is so fun. I'm doing this in Oracle's Rest. This is going to be what we do on the live Oracle's Rest, which will be coming up soon, by the way. We take the second roll now, from now on, because obviously there's still rolls from the previous one that we have to get out of the dice roller system. Take the second roll that lights up in the chat there. A 14. Gary feels something appear in his pocket. He looks down, pulling out a very small little vial. There is a thin, sort of very watery looking liquid with a slight magenta to it, a sort of a hint of magenta, but as he shakes it, it glows with a little, it's sort of a deeper magenta fills it. There is a glittering glow to the water as he shakes it. If he drinks this potion, or whoever drinks this potion, their skin will begin to glow. It will create a 25-foot aura of light around you. I guess I'll ask you this. Do you want to drink the potion now? It's kind of the perfect potion. Yes? No? Give to another member. Those are your options. You vote in the chat room here, 1, 2, or 3 to vote for the one that you want. Bear in mind, the next check will be a performance check. I think you still have an iron brew in your pocket, right? I mean, overwhelming answer for yes. Gary immediately pops the potion. He drinks the potion. His skin begins to glow. A 25-foot aura of light around him. The furries are like, whoa! They're blown away by him. He looks incredible, creating his own aura of light. Okay. It's now time for a performance check, which is a charisma-based check. You have to synchronize movements with the music and add flair to the dance. That's what you need to do right now. Perfect synchronized movements with the music, adding your own personal flair to it. We have to decide who makes this. Who will be doing the performance check? Who will do the performance check? So we've got Gary, Seg, Kravuzal. Who am I thinking of here? We've done the bullywugs, so lizard folk, hobgoblins, or the cool orcs. Charisma based check coming up. As the dance battle continues here at the San Diego Comic-Con Convention Center, in the swamp, in the forest, in the desert of Rexendar. Another bunch of subs coming in. Thank you so much for the subs. Gift subbers, Gabriel, Joint Gifts, Shadow, Lux. Thank you so much. Trying to get that quad vantage. We've added quad vantage to the wheel spin now, which is a 4 times advantage roll. At the higher of 4 rolls. There, Shadow. The cool orcs are going to make this check. Gary points with the glow of himself and the lights to the cool orcs. They all step up, a couple of them stretching, cracking their knuckles. They're ready for this. They head up to the stage. It is now time to roll for the cool orcs. Let's have a look at their stats. Exclamation point, roll D20 in the chat room. We take the second roll. They have a +2 to performance check, which is what this is. Their charisma is a 14, +2, +2. So I think it's a +4 the way this works. They also have an ability called a K-pop dance. They can perform a K-pop dance with perfect choreography, providing another character with a cool or inspiration die. I'm going to give them advantage. I'm going to give them advantage on this check. They're built for this. This is everything they're built for. You can have advantage, which means we take the second and third rolls. Okay? So the first of those two, keep going. The first one is a 16. Let's see if you can get higher than a 16. We take the higher of these 2 rolls. 16 or whatever you roll next. A 1. Okay, so we're taking the 16, +2 from charisma, +2 from performance, a 20, a dirty 20. The nulls have to beat a dirty 20. They do not have a performance score. I think they do have a performance score, actually. I'm going to give them also a +2 to their performance. But because they're nulls, they don't get a higher charisma check here. Here it comes. A 7. Look how close that was. But it's the 7. We take the first one. You could have lost that. Could you imagine? Everybody takes to the stage. The music. The lights. The atmosphere. Oh, it's electric. The lights come down. The music kicks in. The nulls step forward and begin a perfectly synchronized routine to the music. As they spread out, moving through them, the orcs join the dance. Moving entirely as one, the nulls, the orcs. Behind them, the LED lights display hearts everywhere. The crowd goes wild, which is just really the crew that are here. The lights moving behind them, the glitter, the fireworks, everything is perfect. Absolutely perfect. At the end of it, the nulls look kind of exhausted. They turn to the cool orcs. Wow, you guys are amazing. I think we gotta give it to them, guys. The point goes to the orcs. The orcs win. A success. And you get a wheel spin. The next roll is going to be a natural 20, guys. Your next roll is going to be a natural 20. Insta Rage. Everyone give Insta Rage a little kiss on the cheek. He's just provided you with a natural 20 for the next roll. The orcs file off of the stage. What is the next roll? This one is going to be an athletics strength check, showing off powerful and dynamic dance moves like leaps and lifts. Oh, there is a DC to this. I'm just dumb. So this one actually is a oh, it doesn't matter because we're doing contested rolls, so it doesn't matter. This next one is a strength check. Gary looks among the group. It will be a natural 20, but who would you like to perform this athletics check and a strength-based check? Can't use the call orcs anymore. Who will do this one? Will it be Gary, Seg, Kravuzal, the lizard folk, or the hobgoblins? Showing off powerful and dynamic dance moves like leaps and lifts. Looks like it's between Gary and Seg. Gary is going to have a bonus to any charisma based checks that might be upcoming because he's glowing. He's glowing. Seg will be the one. Natural 20 doesn't mean you've won. They could get one too. Gary moves off the stage and puts a hand on Seg's shoulder. Seg heads up to the stage. He's a very small, very thin, wiry kobold. Pulls out an arm, showing his muscle, which is not very big at all. The furries say, "Let's see how well you do against Dawes." The biggest of the furries steps forward. He then performs a perfect ballet spin and leap into the air. Let's go. Let's roll to see what you would have got for Seg as he makes his athletics check here. Seg has a -2 to athletics. He has a -2 to this roll. Next roll, so that's a 9, is the next one we take though. We always take the second roll here. Keep them coming. Exclamation point, roll d20. A 15 -2 would have been a 13. Let's see how Dawes does on his roll. A strength check, they have a +2 to this. A 13. So it would have been equal. However, he does a great leap into the air, this gnoll. His hair coming out behind him. He's in like a, I think he's sort of dressed probably like a furry silverback, gorilla with long, really long blonde hair. As he leaps through the air and lands, it's beautiful. The lights go out around him. Seg cracks his knuckles. Yeah, check out my special move. Seg's gonna do a eject shot. What does he have on him? He's got a sling, so he can probably do this with a rock. He finds on the stage, a blitz ball. He picks up a thing that looks suspiciously like a blitz ball, throws it up into the air, and then jumps. Natural 20 here. The lights dim for a second just before he leaps. He throws the thing up into the air. It falls dark. Then the lights one by one in a perfect circle around him. Dun, 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 turn on. The lights turning in on themselves and then illuminating Seg as he leaps into the air, turning upside down as he does so, spinning like a hurricane, his legs turning over in the air. The light, one central spotlight, turns onto the blitzball as Seg's legs come down on it in the air. The blitzball fires through the crowd, arcing downwards and then out into the swamp, out from the San Diego Convention Center. As it launches through the door, it goes up into the night sky and explodes into a firework that says Seg, the Rambo of the swamp, in the night sky. Seg, turning over, tumbling, lands on the stage as the lights go out once more. It's the most incredible thing. The crowd goes fucking wild. The nulls, each of them, do that anime thing where they go. The Doz, the sort of silverback furry, slumps down and walks away from the stage as the furry who's probably wearing like sunglasses and has the microphone. Looks like that guy from My Hero Academia that has the microphone. I can't believe it. That was amazing. You should join us. We don't need to join you. The point goes to you guys for sure. Another point. Another success. So you've got 2 successes, 1 fail so far. Incredible. Seg leaps off the stage, winks at Gary, and heads back to his seat. The natural 20, baby. Let's see what's next. For some reason, the next one is a sleight of hand check, adding quick, intricate hand movements or tricks. Who can do pum 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 pum? I mean, they're furries, right? And they're at an anime convention, so there's obviously one of them steps forward in the Akatsuki, a furry in the Akatsuki thing with a fucking Obito mask on, and starts going tum 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 pum tum 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 pum, and then he turns into a log. Everyone goes fucking nuts. Let's see if you can fucking match Obito. Nulls. This is a dexterity check. Who will do the sleight of hand check? Seg is out, so it's between Gary, Kravuzal, Lizard Folk, and Hobgoblins to do this. Who will do the sleight of hand check? Now remember, Gary will have advantage on any charisma based things because he's taken the potion. He's taken the potion that is allowing him to glow. He has an aura about him for now. Gary also has 4 hands though, to be fair. He has 4 arms, right? Let's see who can match BradWOTO. Pretty click up. It's going to be one of the hobgoblins. Gary heads off the stage, heading down to find one of the hobgoblins. He looks across the group of hobgoblins. One of them is sitting there with a deck of cards, shuffling the cards, and he points at that guy. Hobgoblin Gambit heads up to the stage. Let's see. Okay, Hobgoblin. So you can start rolling. We take the second roll. The Hobgoblins have a +1 to this. They don't have any advantage to sleight of hand, but they do have a +1 to their dex. So we take the second roll. Exclamation point D20 in the chat. We add a +1 to this. against the nulls, who have a +1 as well. So there's a 13 there, and then another 13 from Aaron Black. So that is a 14. The hobgoblins will now roll. A natural 20. The hobgoblin stands up on the stage with a 13. It's not bad. He gets up there, cracks his fingers. He's wearing fingerless gloves. He looks like Aaron Black. He looks like if you took Aaron Black and combined him with Gambit from the X-Men, with red furry, or red like fuzzy hair for skin on his skin. I assume they have red fur on their skin. That's what's going on with hobgoblins. And he begins tum 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 pum tum 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 pum tum 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 pum. A shadow clone of him. Pum pum. Two of them appear beside him. He does a little dance. The shadow clones matching his movements before he puts his hands up and they disappear. The lights, the atmosphere, it's electric. It's a good performance. Behind him, however, the Akotsuki looking furry appears. With the Obito mask. He's just dressed like Obito. With ears sticking out of the top. He steps forward, putting his hands together in 3 quick movements. Pum pum pum. 100. No. Almost 10 copies of him appear behind him. All of the shadow clones in staggered synchronization. Tum 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 pum 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 pum. Create an incredible effect as thousands of this furry appear all around the arena, up in the stands, in each of the empty chairs, on the stage. They all begin to move in perfect synchronization. An amazing dance. Each of them doing hand movements, one by one. Tum 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 tum. They turn into logs. Standing in front of the hobgoblin with one last tum 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 pum. Sexy jutsu. Standing in front of the hobgoblin is the most beautiful looking fox furry in a bikini. The hobgoblin just... His nose bursts, blood everywhere.
No one can defeat the sexy jutsu. Well done, Nolbito. The point goes to us.
Another fail for you here. That's 2 fails, 2 successes so far. Thank you for the gift subs. The next check is an intimidation check, using a fierce and commanding presence to throw the opponents off. You have to do an intimidating dance, so intimidating that it completely throws off the other person. It's a one-on-one.
It's a one-on-one dance battle. Straight up, you're not allowed to break eye contact as you face.
Stepping out from behind them is a lizard, a giant sort of like dragon lizard-based furry with enormous tits, like the fucking weird thing from. For some reason, by the way, Maya doesn't find weird, and some people, and you should find it weird, from the anime with Ainsal Ghoul in it, where there's randomly, just for no reason, a weird furry sexy lizard season that should not be in it at all. Who is going to attempt the intimidation check? Now this is a charisma-based check, but it's also an intimidation-based charisma check. Will it be Gary, Kravuzal, the hobgoblin leader, or the lizard folk? They're all pretty good choices, to be honest, but let's see. Two more checks after this one to be made. Yeah, the K-pop glow sticks in the crowd. Oh, damn. That puts us over for another wheel spin. Thank you so much, Newt. An upcoming wheel spin here. Will it affect the outcome? It's too hot. It is too hot. That's completely true. I have a fan blowing directly at me and all of my windows open and nothing's happening and I'm going to overheat soon enough. I went on a half-hour power walk because I can't really do any running because my foot's still fucked. And I also feel like shit this morning and it was so hot it was unbelievable. Kravuzal will attempt the intimidation check. Gary nods to Kravuzal, who stands up. All of his armor. This guy is intimidating to look at. A huge hobgoblin, covered in scars, a snarl on his face curls in malicious. This guy only wants battle, but on top of that he has a keen intelligence and a tactical mind. I broke a toe, Newt. It's time for the intimidation check. Start rolling, we take the second roll. Actually, don't start rolling. Just belay that order. I'm going to spin the wheel first, just in case. You know what, actually, roll. We'll take the second roll while we spin the wheel. It's going to be a natural 20. You can thank Newt. She tipped us over the edge. It will be a natural 20. Let's see what you would have got. Let's have a look at Kravuzal, the Violent. He has... I think he deserves to have intimidation bonus here. I think we will give him a +2 for any future roles that he might have. He's very intimidating. So he would have a +3 to this anyway. You would have rolled a natural 20. Either way. Either way, he was going to obliterate this. Stepping up to the stage, the lizard furry, who is called Roz. It's Doz's sister. We'll say brother, but he has tits. Steps up to the stage and begins a dance. What they would have got here. A 14. It's not a bad roll for them, considering they have a -2. He's pretty big. The tits are intimidating as hell, as they always are. And he begins a dance. It's an offbeat dance. It's a weird dance, but it's mesmerizing. It's like one of those dances they do in those one-man shows. Dressed all in black, you know? It's that thing where that guy has that fucking pole on his dick and he just starts hitting the bar. He does a weird art piece dance. It's kind of weird to watch. It is a performance piece more than it is an actual dance, but it's intimidating and weird. It's unsettling. He then looks to his left, where Kravuzal is just standing there with his arms crossed. Kravuzal just looks at him and goes, "Brr." You notice that Roz stands still for a second, and then there's a wet patch that appears on the front of his lizard furry suit, piss running down his leg and spilling out onto the stage. There's a 2-second pause before you just hear him go. He runs off stage and is never seen again. Rise? Where'd he go?
What the hell? I guess, by default, that guy wins.
You've won, another success. BradWOTO just steps off the stage, having not danced slightly. 3 successes, 2 failures. BradWOTO sits down in the crowd, puts his feet up on the back of a chair. He hates this shit, for sure. The next check is a persuasion check, a charisma-based persuasion check, as you engage the audience and charm the judge with charm and appeal. Engage the audience and judges with charm and appeal. This is the Miss America pageant part. Who will do the persuasion check? The lizard folk or Gary? Gary has the performance boost, not persuasion. No, he has any charisma based check. Gary. You're choosing Gary. Okay. The nulls say,
stepping up, it's Triz.
Stepping out is just an unbelievably beautiful. Androgynous looking individual. They step up to the microphone. They're wearing like a it's almost like a carnival outfit, right? Like very, very thin looking pieces of material, all in white, down to some very nice looking heels and a sort of almost like a peacock bloom behind them of clothing. They're not even wearing, they're wearing like tiny little like Mickey Mouse ears. It's the only furry thing about them. They take the microphone. Behind them, on the LED displays, chandeliers are sort of created. The lights dim down a little bit, with all of the spotlights dum, 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 in varying different colors, lighting up Triz. They step up to the microphone and say,
Good evening, judges. My name is Triz. I'm a null whose heart beats in harmony with the beauty that surrounds us. I stand before you today with a simple truth. I am here to celebrate the beauty that dwells within, and the beauty that we can share with the world.
you get the sense that Triz doesn't understand anything more than skin deep beauty, but you know, whatever. They continue.
In a life that is often filled with trials and turmoil, it is the radiance of beauty that offers solace and joy.
Their face appears on the screens behind the thing. It's unbelievable. They're incredibly beautiful.
From the twinkle of the stars to the laughter of a child, beauty is a force that binds us, uplifts us, and reminds us of the magic in everyday moments. I am that reminder. a beacon of elegance and grace that exists within each of us, no matter where we come from, but it especially appears in me.
The lights come up a little bit, lending a glow to their beautiful skin. Absolutely perfect in every possible way.
As your pageant queen, I offer my beauty as a source of inspiration and joy. I believe that through appreciating and nurturing beauty, we can find common ground, build bridges of understanding, and bring a little more light into each other's lives. In a world that often seeks the extraordinary, I embrace the simple yet profound beauty that I am. Beauty in its purest form. It can touch hearts and spark smiles. Tonight, I humbly offer you my beauty, not as a vanity, but as a gift of brightness, warmth, and a promise that even a null can embody grace and elegance. Thank you for your time, and may we all find and cherish the beauty in our lives every day.
They finish with a graceful nod, their eyes twinkling as the audience of everyone applause, captivated by their true sincerity and charm. I'm going to roll for the null. Performance check. What was it? Persuasion check, isn't it? Yeah, so it's just a charisma-based check here. A 10. Gary steps up to the microphone. Let's go. You have advantage on this. We take the top of the last two rolls. Exclamation point, roll D20. Gary has advantage. Now what does Gary have by way of persuasion? A -1. So you have a -1 to this check. Let's see. The first one we don't take the 15, so it's the highest of the next two that we take. A 12. -1 is an 11. Can you beat an 11? With the next roll. A 7. So no, an 11 -1 is a 10. I mean, you could quickly give 10 subs to try and save you. Gary, glowing with an aura. He looks incredible. The lights turn to him, behind him. The LED lights shift and change to sort of represent the colors that Gary is glowing. And he steps up to the microphone, which is way higher than him because Triz is much taller and he has to reach up and fiddle with the mic a little bit, unscrewing it, bringing it down to his small gnomish level, tightening the microphone. He says,
Good evening, illustrious judges and distinguished guests. I am Gary, a proud son of Rexendar, the land where even the smallest creature can harbour the mightiest destiny. Today, I stand before you not just as a hopeful pageant queen, but as a beacon of hope and testament to the indomitable spirit of my people.
what do you mean it was a 12? He has a -1. It was a 12 -1. It's not contested again? Okay. He says,
In a world where peril looms and darkness seeks to overshadow our bright future, I, a humble gnome, have been entrusted with a monumental quest to save our beloved Rexendar.
the The nulls kind of look among each other, suddenly realizing who is this? What's going on?
My journey is one of courage, unity, and the unyielding belief that greatness is not defined by size, but by the strength of our hearts and the dreams we dare to chase.
Behind him, the LED screen turns into a landscape. The swamp, the forest, the desert, the world. Above that world is Gary flying down.
If chosen as your pageant queen, I promise to shine my light even brighter, illuminating paths of compassion, bravery, and joy for all to follow. Together, we can dance with dragons, outwit the shadows, and restore harmony that our world so dearly owes. Thank you for this moment, for believing in magic, and that the tiniest gnome can bring peace, justice, and security to this world. With your support, I'm ready to lead grace, charm, and an unwavering spirit to the destiny that turns the tide of the fate of Rexendar. May your lights light as bright as my heart. This shall be a fierce resolve as we join as one and save our world.
The lights dim. A single spotlight on Gary.
Thank you. I am Gary.
A deep, graceful bow as the audience erupts into applause. The MC sort of steps up to the mic again.
Two great choices for pageant queen. I'd say it's pretty close, but is he really?
Could it possibly, from the crowd, one of the bullywugs goes, "Listen now, Gabe." The rest of them start going, "Listen now, Gabe. Listen now, Gabe."
He's Listen Al Gaib? Oh, I had no idea. I mean, the point goes to Listen Al Gaib for sure. Muad'Dib.
Another success. 4 successes, 2 failures for you here. A murmur among the nulls as they realize suddenly that it's Listen Al Gaib before them. The final check to close us out will be an arcana check.
To close the show, it's time for you all to witness the power of Dane.
Dane, spelled D-E-I-N, steps forward, a furry in a robe that stretches out behind him like a train that you might find on a wedding dress. The robe changes colours as he steps forward, the LEDs lighting behind him, the lights coming up with him as he brings out from within his robes 2 wands. He spins them around as they begin to crackle and create magic effects. He brings them together and they transform into an amazing staff. At the end of the staff, a beautiful twice K-pop glow stick, and it lights up, creating a beautiful effect of fireworks and lights across the crowd. Everybody in the crowd is covered in this glitter, and they begin in varying places to glow. All sorts of glittering changes to their clothing as the sparks appear. Now, the only person left for this is the lizard folk. Gary nods to one of the lizard folk. Each of the lizard folk looking amongst each other. They snap at each other with like reptilian jaws. None of them, I don't believe the lizard folk have any skill in arcana whatsoever. Let's see, intelligence -2, no skill in arcana at all. They just snap and bite at the smallest of the lizard folk, who still towers above Gary, a muscular thing, But just basically they pick on the smallest one and they bite and snap until he moves forward, moving on all fours. No robes, nothing, just a little sarong around his midriff. He chucks off his weapons and his leather armor, takes off his sarong, completely naked. He crawls up like an alligator onto the stage, heading towards where this gnoll in this amazing robe that covers their... They have like... Oh, you know what this one is? This was just Mickey Mouse. They're just dressed like Mickey Mouse from that Mickey Mouse Fantasia, but with like a Technicolor Dreamcoat. Let's see what this wheel spin does for you. I think it might have to do a lot, but I mean the gnoll is also not... there's no way that the gnolls are good at this either. Thank you so much for the subs. Godzilla, Plumrug, Lux, Shadow, Crimson Cassius. A trap. This is a trap. It's a trick. Okay. As the Mickey Mouse character Fantasia steps up onto the stage, the lizard folk kind of crawls up onto the stage like an alligator on all fours. Let's get some rolls going. It's time to do an arcana check from the lizard folk, and you have disadvantage because it is a trap while we spin another wheel. So we take the lower of the last two rolls. Next roll is a 20. You're so unbelievably lucky. So unbelievably lucky. Let's see what you would have rolled. You had disadvantage on this. So what is this? A 17, a 14. Next roll. Next roll. So it's between a 14 and whatever you roll next would have been what you would have got with a -2 to the roll. Keep them coming. Debiru saves the day. Thank you so much, Debiru. A 19. So it would have been a 15, which is pretty good. The gnoll rolled a 15. So it would have been interesting. It would have been equal, right? No, you had a 14 -2. Is that right? It was a 14. So you would have lost. You would have lost. It would have been a 12 versus the gnoll's 15. As you step up to the stage here, the Mickey Mouse Fantasia gnoll begins casting spells with the staff. There are these lines that are drawn through the air, arcing, almost as if the end of this thing was drawing a line. It creates the Mickey Mouse Disney symbol. Remember when they used to do that on the Disney Channel? Welcome to the Disney Channel. The thing expands outwards, the light moving through the air. As it begins to fizz and crackle, there is it's almost like a flashbang effect of strobes. Boom, 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 boom. The lizard folk who's crawling up onto the stage is blinded by it, kind of lost in the haze of what's going on. The magic weaving Fantasia begins to strike the lights above them with these sort of bolts of arcane energy. Each of the lights strobing. The strobes become so much. The stage lights up with so many different lights. There is now, you see the Fantasia Mickey Mouse character drawing circles on the ground. Fire begins to bloom upwards. As the lizard folk that you've sent up onto the stage is confused, stumbling into the fire, burning them. It's actually doing, it's real fire. He begins snapping. He's sort of just stumbling around on the stage here as the furry brings his staff down
there is a crack as the entire room completely shifts and changes, like you were on a holodeck in Star Trek. You're no longer in this little convention center. You're on the moon, but the moon is lit up above you. Each of the stars is like a full nebula. All of these colors and changes. The moon is spinning, turning around as these stars and the nebula and the clouds shift and change. The Fantasia Mickey Mouse brings their arm up. With one final close of their fist, you see an area underneath your lizard folk open up, causing them to sort of stumble as they fall into a literal trapdoor that is opened underneath them on this moon-based area. As the lizard folk falls downwards, there is a camera. There's a screen that follows as we watch the lizard folk fall. As he falls into the darkness, he looks at the camera and winks. With a click of his hands, you recognize that the lizard folk changes. His outfit, as he's falling into this endless trapdoor hole, shifts and changes. He gets this robe of his. On the lapel of the robe, it says Woghorts, which he's looking around as if he's sort of panicking, and then he brings his robe over around him and turns about, appearing suddenly in a magical world behind the Mickey Mouse character. He says, "Knack knack, mokak knack knack knack." There is a moment as he closes his fist, and materializing is the Fantasia Mouse's staff. The Mickey Mouse looks down at his staff, which is missing. Turning about, he says, "Oh, it can't be." The lizard folk puts his staff to the air. The nebula above you opens wide. There is a mirror of a sort of a kaleidoscope of color that opens up above you. There is the moon begins to rise up. It's almost a strange effect as the people in their seats all kind of grip their seats with excitement as the moon rushes upwards. The lizard folk turns, spinning the staff around above his head. It begins to create this sort of crackling effect, a maelstrom of sparks and light, the type of thing you'd see Doctor Strange doing, opening upwards, spiraling outwards. All of these different colors shift and change. Everybody in the audience, their clothing, where it had little sparkles on it from the magic from Mickey Mouse, it changes as a sort of a fiery effect, almost like flash paper, burns away, and underneath each of them are wearing just unbelievable beautiful looking tuxedos and dresses, the type of thing that you'd find at a dance of a noble's dance or something like that. The sparkling of the nebula shifts and changes, and as they're lifted up on the moon through this nebula, around them there is suddenly a huge ballroom, people dancing in these huge magical dresses, and as the varying different people on the stage are all doing these kind of tangos and waltzes and spinning each other about, the fire of the crackling of the effect from where he was spinning this thing around ends, and the light suddenly lands on this one lizard folk. He pulls a wizard's hat down over his head, covering his face for a moment, and when he brings his head back up, he is, quite literally, Daniel Radcliffe. The crowd goes insane. It can't be. Are you serious? Is that Harry? I mean, Barry? I mean, Darren Potter? That's right. It's Darren Potter. We already have a Gary and a Barry, so I don't know any. We can't do Barry. Darren Potter? That's right. In a quick flashback to just before we stepped into this room, we see Gary as they're setting up and moving in, preparing for the beginning of this. At the beginning, right back at the beginning of this dance battle, We're gonna, if you want us to join you or talk to you, whatever they said at the beginning, you're gonna have to defeat us in a dance battle. But actually, you notice that Gary is just backstage. He's on his mobile phone. Yeah, is that? You owe me one, right? You remember that thing a few years ago? Aye, that's right. Yeah, with the Quagoth. You're right. I need your help today. I need you to come along down to the San Diego Convention Center. Do a little, your thing. You said you'd owe me, and this is it. I'm got it right. I am calling in that favour. I don't give a shite. I don't care if you're from Warcourts. It's Warg, like W-O-R-G. Aye, that's right. Alright, I'll see you soon. And make your entrance flashy, and I mean really flashy, okay? We got a dance battle to win. Beep. Daniel Radcliffe gives, Darren gives Gary a little wink, and then clicks his fingers once more, and he turns into one of the lizard folk, retransforms back into crawling off the stage. Gary steps up onto the stage, and the furries say, well, there you have it. 5-2. You beat us, fair and square. We'll talk. All right, you've won. What does Gary say to the furries? Didn't require any microtransactions. What the hell is happening? Are you okay, Newt? You needed to win a dance battle. I'll give you a sum up of the story again. Gary is moving through the swamps, trying to gather all of the sentient folk of the swamps. The bullywugs, the lizard folk, the hobgoblins, the orcs, the nulls, and the trolls. He's banding them together to take on Rindor the Calm. Now, nulls are furries, definitely. They aren't werefolk. It doesn't make sense what nulls are. Go and Google what a null is in D&D. They're clearly just humans in furry outfits, and I won't have anyone say they aren't. Now, what does Gary say to the furries? This is up to you. You've got to pick. You've defeated them in a dance battle. They're now willing to treat with you and talk to you. What does he want to say to them? The choice is yours. Is your character, Gary. What does he say to them? Give me some options. I'll put them in here and then you can vote on it. He addresses the assembly of furries. To secure the safety of all our cultures, we must unite to defeat Rindor and save our swamp. We danced a dance of ideals. Now we dance for the future. Come, let us go west begins to sing it. With your help, our performances will be legendary. Join me and let the world see you shine. He gives a word-by-word rendition of Triss's speech. Don't know what that is. Challenge them to CQC to prove their worth. Or does he says nothing and leaves. Alright, the choice is yours. What does he say? Thank you for the gift subs again. Very much appreciate it. Took last week off, so any gift subs are appreciated. Regardless of the fact that you get something for it, you can spin the wheel. Every gift sub. This is currently the only way I'm making any money. Doing these streams on a Sunday. And you guys spinning the wheel. So I appreciate it. Okay, with your help, our performances will be legendary. With your help, our performances will be legendary.
The furries cross their arms.
What are you trying to do? Why are you here? We're trying to defeat Rindor the Calm. We're gathering all of the people of the swamp together. We're gonna go and take him on.
They look at each other.
I don't know how much help will be in a fight. Look around you. We've got fighters. What we need now are dancers. Why? I don't know, but it just sounded like that would be the right thing to say to you to get you to come with us. I'm sure we'll find a way for you to do something to help us out. Well, I guess.
Okay, we're gonna spin the wheel again. Thank you very much, generous chatters. A wild magic surge. Right now, a wild magic surge is about to happen. Now I have a D10,000 table for this. So let's roll. 1D 10,000. 3,762, and a random magical effect will now happen based on this. 3,700. Whoever wrote this, by the way, this is before ChatGPT, you know what I mean? 3,762. 3,762. Next Pondcaster. This literally says next Pondcaster enters becomes a 16 HD water elemental. What the fuck does that mean? What does that mean? What does next Pondcaster mean? Enters. D&D, what is a Pondcaster? Pondcaster. Podcaster. Anyone have any idea what that means? What's a 16 HD water elemental? What does HD mean? It dies? But that doesn't mean anything. I'm gonna roll again. I don't trust this one. 1,600. 1,262. 1,262. Okay, Gary now is only able to see in 2 dimensions. And has a -4 to hit. Suddenly Gary's eyes go bizarre. How do I do this? Global, like, attack modifier? And it needs to be 2D vision. -4. That's not going to work, is it? 7 plus -4. How do I do this? Can only add? That doesn't seem right. Minus 1d4. That work? Nope. Why would that do it? It can only add? That doesn't seem right. I don't trust that. Come on, roll 20. I'm sure you can do better than this. There has to be a way to do this on this sheet. You know what I'll do? Instead, I won't make it hit. I won't make it to hit. I'll do it on his perception. His perception is now -4. There we go. And just so we don't forget. 2D vision. Source. Other. Wild magic surge. Gary is only able to see in 2D. It affects his perception score by -4. There we go. That I think is the best way to do it because I can't figure out what that means. It does nothing for this conversation though, and you need to persuade them to join you now. It is now time to do one last persuasion check. Exclamation point, roll d20 in the chat. Gary is still glowing, so you have advantage on this. He's also Listen Al Gaib. He also won the thing, so I'm gonna make it minus. You have to beat a 10, -1 because you won the thing, minus another 1 because he's Listen Al Gaib. So you've only got to beat an 8. You have advantage on his persuasion check to get them to join you. We take the highest of the 2 rolls. That's a 2. You've got to beat a 2. Gary has, to his persuasion, already got a -1. It falls down to this next roll. This is it. You've got to beat an 8. You failed. Come with you to fight Rindor? You're crazy. We can't do that. Oh, come on. Look what we've done. We've got, we got this whole army, and we beat you in the dance battle. Yeah, I mean, you beat us in a dance battle, but that's a real battle. I don't think anyone here's ever been in a fight, except for maybe Dawes or Roz or whatever his name is, but he pissed himself and ran away, and he's never coming back. Oh, would you consider if we gave you some food? We've got food. Right, gold. We've got gold. Alright, I'm out of ideas. I'm all out of ideas. They're not going to join you. What does Gary do now? Choices in the chat. Rob them of their golden food. Kill them all. Can you tell us where to find the trolls then? Ask with assistance for magic items. Enslave them for the army. Try and track down the tout. Have a commiseration or goodbye party before leaving. Ask if they know of a pond caster. Alright, the choice is yours. Here we go. I'm genuinely impressed you haven't gone for kill them all. Ask for assistance with magic items or supplies. Alright. If you're not coming with us, can you at least provide us with, I don't know, some magic items or supplies for winning the dance battle? We deserve a prize or something like that, right? They look around at each other. Make me a persuasion check. Again, you have advantage. You have advantage to charisma-based checks. We'll say for this session. There was no time limit on that potion, so I'll have to make one up. So we're not taking that 5. It's between the next 2 rolls. Or you can give me money and roll on the wheel spin. Winning roll is a 7. If you can beat a 7, you've got to beat a 10. Persuade them. A 9. With Gary's -1 to persuasion, that's an 8. They say, well, there's no real prize. I mean, the prize was that you got to speak to us. I guess you can all have, we have some oranges, if you'd like. We'll hand out some orange slices. And he nods at one of the other furries and they start handing out orange slices to people. The hobgoblins take one. The lizard folk, they eat. Everyone gets an orange slice. There's no, I mean, we don't really have any magical items except for the stage and the building, but it's not really ours. That's owned by the San Diego State Commission Board. Right. Okay. I suppose we'll go and fight Rindor the Calm then, with no help. We're only saving the whole swamp. For you. For free. What does Gary do now? Choice is yours. They're not helping you. They're not coming with you. They're not giving you anything. You got absolutely nothing for all that hard work. It's my favourite campaign of all time. Explore the rest of the convention center. Ask if there are any other factions or communities nearby. Last-ditch effort to recruit them. Gather herbs. Flip them off and leave. Tide a sloth. Kill them all for XP. Ask if they know the tout. Sleep prone. The choice is yours. What does Gary do now? 2 subs is a wheel spin. You never know. Could get a Deus Ex Machina. I follow. Okay. Thank you, Half Pint. I just gotta eat some snacks because I'm fucking starving today. Because I kind of don't feel bad for finally. I don't feel great, but I feel so much better than I felt last weekend. It means my fucking... what's it called? Appetite has come back. Explore the rest of the convention center. I think, yeah, I think what you do is you just go to San Diego Comic-Con, right? This is what you're doing. That's a wheel spin. Let's see. Let's see what you get. Or we can... you get a potion. As you're walking around the convention center, there are varying people selling things, selling wares. There's all sorts of like expos. There's a live showing of Critical Role that you go to and everyone enjoys it. Ah ha 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 ha, Sam Riegel's so funny. Ah ha ha. They, you know, everyone, you go and watch a thing where they present some new game trailers. You go and watch Jensen Ackles and Jared Padalecki do a supernatural Q&A. You sign, you queue up to meet all the different voice cast members of Avatar, get signatures from them. One of the lizard folk guys who looks suspiciously like Booster Greg comes away with a Funko Pop that looks like Alan Wake, signed by Sam Lake. And you know, ha ha, you have such a great time. Ah ha 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 ha. Let's get you a random potion. And I've run out of potions on this thing, so I'm just going to go to a potion generator website and generate you a potion at complete random. I think it's going to be better. Cool. I mean, this is great. At one point there is a sort of a little person. A little person. You know what? Yeah, there is a little person. It's just a little guy. Comes over to you. He's wearing like a little flat cap. You know what? It looks like Maya, but he's 3'5". A 3'5" Maya walks over to you in a little red flat cap. He's got a little tray in front of him of little tasters, but they're little like shot glasses of potions.
And he says, "Alright, do you want one of these? Here you go, it's a little tester. You never know what's going to happen to you, but I tell you one thing, it'll taste good and you'll feel much better. You'll always feel much better with Minnie Meyer's massive potions." Gary's, "Alright, I'll try one, why not?" He grabs one of the testers. Oh, look. Gary actually gains 1d10 HP permanently. 1d10. 3. Gain 3 HP. Sick. Amazing potion. An airy and bubbly liquid that is charcoal in color. As he downs it, Gary does feel much better. That was a good wheel spin. Good job. Who was that one? Benevolent Brute, Shadow, Lux. Thank you very much. Yeah, I think everyone just has a really nice time going to Comic-Con. They do the Comic-Con, they go about, they meet all of their favorite people. You know, they get some merch. Everyone's got like signed posters and shit. And one by one, I think everyone just leaves the convention center, right? You step outside, back out into the swamp. And you know what I'll do? Roll me a d20. If you roll over a d10... Actually, you know what? No, we'll do an investigation check. Roll me an investigation check for Gary. Let's see if he knows where the trolls are. Is that what's last? They're last on your list. You're almost there, aren't you? You've got the bullywugs, the lizard folk, the hobgoblins, the orcs. The nulls don't want to fight because they're dancers. They're lovers, not fighters. Trolls. You need to find the trolls. We'll do an investigation check. As Gary went around the convention center asking people if they knew where the trolls were. A 10 investigation. He has a +2 to that, so 12. So you did actually gain some information. You did gain some information. Let's see what you need to do. To find the trolls. So, there are 3 trolls. You know what? I think Gary walks over to... there's a very sort of... There's a crooked old woman sitting at one of the booths at Comic-Con. She's selling little charms, little kind of pointless minor magical charms. She looks kind of witchy. She's got kind of like crazy grey hair that's kind of all over the place. The closer you get to her, the more beautiful she becomes. From far away, she looks like an old, sort of gnarled witch. The closer you get, the more beautiful she becomes. She becomes this stunning figure. As you get closer and closer to her, it's just the most bizarre sort of trick of your 2D eyes. As you get there and you recognize that this woman is just unbelievable looking. And as you get closer, she smiles at you, Gary, sort of... Oh, it's unbelievable to be faced with such a warm and beautiful smile from this woman. She says, "Oh, would you like to buy any of these charms?" And Gary says, "I would love to," forking over a coin and grabbing a random charm off of the table and stuffing it into his pocket. He says, "I'm looking for some trolls. Do you know where I might find any of them?" And he sort of leans onto the table and trying to act cool, but he has a low charisma stat, so it's just really embarrassing. And Thunder, thank you for the sub, by the way. She says, "Trolls, yes. Oh, well, there are quite a few trolls in the world. Are you looking for trolls in the convention center?" "Oh, no, I'm looking for trolls. There's trolls in the swamp that I've got to find. We're banding together and we're going to take on Rindor the Calm," she says. "You're going to take on Rindor the Calm? Okay,
Well, that sounds rather dangerous. And do you think the trolls are going to help you with this? Aye, we're gathering all the sentient creatures of the swamp that can fight, and we're taking them down to to Rindor, who lives in the swamp, to kill him. But the trolls, are trolls really sentient? I feel like they're not. I suppose they are, barely, right? They're sort of like dog people. Aye, they're like dog people. They're like people that you might find on a Twitch chat. Yes, they are barely sentient creatures. Dog people. The type of thing you might find in a Twitch chat. Aye. Yes. Well, I do know where you can find the 3 trolls of the swamp. Oh, is there only 3 of them? Yes, and if you're able to get them to join you, that's 3 very powerful allies. Trolls can regenerate. If you injure them, their limbs grow back after some time. Oh, is that right? That would be very useful for me. You see, I've got 4 arms, but that means, you know, I know it's like, oh, well, you've got more arms to lose, but there's also a higher chance of losing them, right? I mean, it's always kind of a low chance to lose an arm, but, you know, if you've got 4 of them, that's 4 times the low chance, you know what I'm saying? Yes, I think I understand what you're saying, sort of. Putting down what you're picking up, what you're putting down. She explains to you that there are 3 elusive trolls hiding within this vast and treacherous swamp. The trolls are rumoured to possess valuable artifacts. The swamp is a maze of murky... Well, thank you, ChatGPT. The swamp... Welcome to being DM'd by ChatGPT, by the way. The swamp is a maze of murky waters, dense fog, and tangled foliage, with many dangers and hidden paths. And Gary says, "Hey, can you skip to the part where you tell me where the trolls are? I don't know what you're telling me what a swamp looks like for. I know what a swamp looks like. I've been here for weeks. I know exactly. We're in one. I know what it looks like. Why are you explaining it to me?" She says, "Oh, yes, sorry, my apologies." Okay, let's see here. Let's see here. She says, well, there's a very large bridge, and underneath that bridge is usually where you'll find the trolls, if they're not out hunting, and generally speaking they hunt, well, people that look like you or I. They'll drag them back underneath that bridge, rip them limb from limb, and then eat them. Sometimes they'll cook the meat, and sometimes they won't. I suppose it just depends on what they fancy that day. The bridge is on the very far eastern edge. I think that might be where we are. No, we're on the south, right? I think we're in the south of the swamp. If you go sort of east of here, southeast of here, let's just go, it's fucking, fuck you, it's southeast of here where we are. If you head towards the southeast, you'll find that there is a sort of a running river part of the swamp. It's rather less sort of murky, boggy swamp and more a river rapid. They had to build a large bridge over that river rapid, but underneath that bridge there were a lot of beavers at one point, and they built a sort of dam underneath the bridge, which created a sort of muddy, murky platform, and the trolls tend to sleep on that. I sort of had to I realized suddenly why, you know, if there's a bridge, then why would they build a bridge in a swamp? So I suppose there must be some sort of river. But then also, I mean, if there's a river, the trolls would live underneath it. I suppose there'd be banks on either side of it, wouldn't there? There'd be sort of banks underneath. It's not like it's just, you know, flush from one side of the bridge to the other with river. There are 2 sides where there's a sort of river bank, and the trolls live on that part of the river. That's what I meant to say, because that makes more sense. Alright, okay, and you've been doing this DMing for how many years now? To almost 10, really. Kind of coming up since 2016. Right, and you still don't know how to fucking make up something as basic as a troll under a bridge? That's right. That's right. So she describes to you where this bridge is and how you can find the trolls. And I think that's where we sort of see you guys leave the convention center, and I'm assuming you're going to head towards the trolls. I'm not going to make you do it. What does Gary do next? Because you're just going to do something like, we go west, and then I go, why did you go west? And you go, because we don't know what's going on. We go back and try and find the trolls. So I'm just going to skip that whole part of this, which you keep doing. We're going to get to the checks to see if you can find the troll bridge, which is a survival check from Gary, please. A survival check from Gary. So start rolling. You have a +3 to survival. Gary has a +3. You are now going to have to try and navigate the swamp, identify which direction is southeast, and then begin to look for, you know, signs of troll habitation. And you have to beat a 10 to do that. Let's see if you can beat a 10. It's the next roll that we take, I think. Yeah, next roll. An 8 +3 and 11, so you just about make it. Gary starts leading the group through the swamp, away from the convention center, and towards an area where there would be some sort of bridge, some sort of, let me see if I can pull up a bridge here, if we have one. No, not in that, in this, a bridge. Very interesting story about a bridge. Let's see if we can put a cool looking bridge in the game. Are there any drag and drop bridges in this game? There's this one. I think actually there is, I might actually have a map that has a bridge. So let's see if what I've got here. Yeah, by the way, I've spent so much money on Roll20. If you're looking at any of these table story shows over the years, even for the offline game that I run called Oracle's Rest, I spend money on it. They don't know it. I can't tell them because they'll feel guilty about it. And, you know, when you're running a game for a bunch of traumatized fucking creators, you have to be very careful about what information you give them. But I actually do end up spending quite a lot of money on Roll20 because I buy all sorts of things like these little maps, and a lot of the time I'm only after, say, for example, this map in particular. I will look at you know, this little map here, and somewhere on here is a bridge. There it is. And I end up spending, because these are about a $5 for a pack. There's a group called Quick Encounters or whatever. I usually get those, and you know, it's like kind of like half the map is made for you. Let's put this here. Doesn't matter at all, but I'm just gonna do this. Perfection's sake, you know. The bridge has appeared. Look at that. Smashed it, to be honest. But yeah, these all, like, sometimes I'll look through an entire pack and I'm looking for one specific thing, and I'll find it inside of a pack that costs, like, you know, money, basically. And it's expensive, and over the years, just buying one thing here and one thing there at $5 every session, you know, is a ridiculous. It's basically like spending. I mean, you know, I pay for the Roll20 subscription, and then I also pay for another $5 or a $10 a week to buy these fucking maps and stuff. Love it. All right, the trolls. Let's get. Have I got a troll face? It's gonna come up with the that fucking meme, this fucking thing. Troll face. Oh, it's an alien. There he is. Where's the green orc thing that they used? Remember when they They were all orcs. What did they use for that? Like Hulk or something like that, I think. Green eyes. I mean, that's probably the best we're going to get for today, isn't it? Okay. Let's see what your next check is. Shadow's like, spin the wheel, goddammit. Spin it right fucking now. I'm gonna need a wheel spin, and I'm gonna need it right fucking now. Before we even see these goddamn trolls, what they can do, where they are, before you even describe the landscape around the trolls, I need a wheel spin. It's been over 5 minutes, and I'm freaking out. I need something completely random to happen and derail this entire campaign. After you just built this entire map, I need a wheel spin so we teleport away. Shadow waited until I built the whole map, and he's like, let's get that fucking wheel spinning. Maybe we'll get the teleport. Thank you, Insta Rage. Okay, let's do a perception check. Let's do a perception check as you guys creep up towards the area where the trolls live. Take the second roll. Gary has a -1 to perception now, and he's proficient in it. That's a 13. We take the second roll. Remember, Gary can only see in 2D. Let's see. A 12. -1, did I say? Is an 11. That's still a pass. You start moving through the sort of dense foliage, and eventually you come to a path. You follow the path for a little while before it starts to get so watery and waterlogged that you recognize that the path becomes a sort of set of wooden planks shoddily placed along slightly denser parts of the swamp here. Up ahead, you notice a big stone bridge where the water is running a little more swiftly underneath. You see this area. You recognize this to be the habitat, the hiding spot of the trolls. Let's see here. You know what? I think I'll just go with a what does Gary do next? I think it's time. What does Gary do now? You found the area where the trolls are. You successfully located their home. You don't see any trolls yet, but you do see the bridge ahead of you. What does Gary do now? Search the area for signs of tracks and activity. Is that it? Call out to them using the voice, which is thaumaturgy. Try to lure the trolls out with song. Take a quick break. Commercial break. Just walk over to the bridge. There's another option. Use thaumaturgy to shout, there better not be any riddles. Alright. I'll let you vote on those. What does Gary do next?
Use thaumaturgy to shout, "There better not be any riddles." Okay. Gary summons up with thaumaturgy. Into his hand appears the microphone from the San Diego convention, and he shouts, "Oi! There better not be any riddles!" Let's find out if there are any riddles. /R 1d2. A 1 is that there are riddles, and 2 there isn't. 2 there are no riddles. I'm gonna roll. I have this encounter thing. That determines the sort of reaction that the monster has. It's a 2d6. A 7. The monster approaches cautiously. Okay. So I think here's what happens. Troll. No? Oh, troll. Jesus Christ. Troll. God damn it. Troll 1. Troll 2. Troll 3. 3 trolls poke their heads out from under this bridge. The largest of the 3 trolls, this sort of grotesque mutation of a humanoid, wispy kind of patchy hair, these mutated green things, large bulbous nose, warts and spots, liver spots over their green hues of skin color, with these very long limbs. These things are about 10, 11 feet tall, with these very long arms and long legs, very sharp looking teeth. One of them pokes his head out, the second pokes his head out, the third pokes his head out, and the first one says, "What's a riddle?" The second one says, "How do you not know what a riddle is then?" The third one says, "I know what a riddle is." The second one says, "Go on then, what is it?" And the third one says, "I ain't telling you what it is. It's for me to keep. I earned it." The first one says, "You don't know what a riddle is, and neither does you." The second one says, "I does know what it is." The first one says, "Well, tell me what it is then. See, I knew you didn't know what it was. I know what a riddle is." The both of them at the same time looking to the third one on the other side of the bridge. "No, you don't." The second one says, "I'll tell you what it is if you go over there and kill one of them little things and bring it to me for dinner." The first one says, "But we just ate dinner. What about second dinner? Tell me what a riddle is." "I ain't telling you what a riddle is." The first one bites the second one, taking a chunk out of his shoulder. The second one bites the first one, biting into his back. The two of them start grappling with one another, struggling against the bridge, bits of rock falling down. They're biting chunks out of each other, and you're watching as they're biting, the skin regenerate and refill. The two of them continue to just fight and eat each other, while the third one says to Gary in the group, "Oi, whilst there's is fighting, tell me what a riddle is." Looking at Gary. What does Gary do?
when the third one asks what a riddle is. What does Gary do? Tells him the simplest riddle. Run away. I am Gary. Instead of rotting away under that bridge there, what say you to a feast so large you cannot even imagine? This tells him what a riddle is. With uncharacteristic eloquence define riddle. Go west. Offer to tell him a riddle, and if he can't answer correctly, he has to join the war. God damn it, I can't. The chat moves too fast for me to catch him. Join me in my quest and I'll tell you. Alright. Good luck. The choice is yours. I look for D&D streams and somehow run into BradWOTO. That's right. It's me. I live again. Offer to tell him a riddle, and if he can't answer correctly, he has to join the war. Gary looks at the other two trolls that are still fighting. Oh! Oh! The third one says, "Oi, tell me what a riddle is then." Gary says, "Alright, look, I'll tell you what a riddle is, but we're going to fight a war. We're going to fight the dragon, Rindor the Calm. I'll tell you what a riddle is." Wait, what was the answer? Are you making him solve a riddle? I'll tell you a riddle, but if you can't answer it correctly, you have to join our war. Oh. Make me a persuasion check. Gary's no longer glowing. No, I said he would be glowing the whole time, the whole session, didn't I? So do you know what? He is still glowing. So you have advantage on this. So we take the higher of the second and third rolls that you make. Exclamation point roll d20 in the chat if you want to roll a dice. So not that 10, we now take the higher of the next two rolls. Let me bring up the troll's stats. His int is a 7. He got beaten 11. So it's either a natural 1 rolled by Chicklet or whatever you roll next. Keep going. Next one. A 2. Minus 1 is a dirty 1. The troll says, "Ooh, oh, but how can I know what a riddle is if I've got to solve a riddle to join a war?" Oh. He starts hitting himself in the head, punching himself really hard. He's breaking teeth out of his head and then they grow back in. My head's hurt. He's punching himself in the head. The other two are fighting. Tell me what a riddle is. I ain't telling you. Ow. What does Gary do now? They're trying to kill themselves. 2 more subs will net you a wheel spin. Quickly tell him what it is. 3 people wrote the same thing. Is that it? Kill them for XP. Go west. Cast fairy fire on the trolls to distract them from hurting themselves. The dragon is the real fight. Go fight it. Oh. Become their parent and scold them. Tell them they can eat dragon if they join. Keep watching. Oh, what have I missed? You've missed so much. I think this has been my favorite session so far. We had a dance battle with the furries. And then they chose not to join in the end anyway. Do the VODs. Oh, I didn't expect you to watch the VOD. I spoiled it, sorry. Tell them they can eat dragon if they join them. Alright. Let's get a persuasion roll then. From Gary. Start rolling. Again, you have advantage on any charisma-based checks today because he's glowing. Persuasion is a -1. Not that one there. The higher of the next 2 that you roll. A 3. Can you beat a 3? Can you beat a 3? No. A 3. -1. Your persuasion. Gary shouts,
Hey! Hey, stop! No fighting! No fighting! Hey, stop fighting! Look, if you come with us, you can eat a dragon! If you come with us, you can eat a dragon! Have you ever had dragon before? You can...
I'm not listening. They're not listening to Gary. The 2 that are fighting.
Oh! Boom!
Oh! The other one is just repeatedly punching himself in the head. Rolling Thunder wants us to spin the wheel. I think it might be the only way out of this. Let's see what the wheel provides. You recover all of your spells. And I think you're already at full spell slots. An invigorating wind passes through the area. Gary does the thing that Thanos does where he puts the final stone into the gauntlet. And all of his spells are recovered. Seg turns to him and says, I thought you already had all your spells. And Gary says, I did. I still feel good. Does nothing. Thank you for the money. This is how it goes. I don't know, what do you want me to do about it? It's what's on the wheel spin thing. Sometimes it's useful, sometimes it's not. But they get Deus Ex Mechanism shit all the time, alright? Let me have this one. Thank you for the 3 more subs from Shadow. Shadow's like, fine. We need another one. Yeah, they're not listening to Gary. They're not listening to him. What do you do next? Suggestions from the chat room. Walk away. Befriend them through combat. God damn it. Throw a food. Hug them. Pass verify to get their attention. Scream them an answer. Tell them what a riddle is. Or use the voice to command them to stop. Listen, Al-Gaib. Let's see. What does Gary do now? Tells them what a riddle is. Riddle definition. Hey! Gary shouts. I'll tell you what a riddle is. It's a question or statement intentionally phrased so as to require ingenuity in ascertaining its answer or meaning. Trolls. Int checks. A 6. To see if they understand that. They sort of stop fighting for a second. And then all of them. My brain hurts. They start punching themselves in the brain. What does Gary do now? These trolls are fucked up, by the way. They're about to die. Attack. Sing a song. Try to get them to stop hitting themselves. This is a riddle, minor illusion, and dragon. Tactically position everyone around the trolls. Simplify the answer. Let's see. How do you deal with the trolls? Simplify the answer. Okay, ChatGPT. Can you simplify the answer to what is a riddle to make it very easy for infants to understand? Gary says,
Right, stop hitting your... A riddle is a fun question or puzzle that makes you think really hard to find an answer. It's like a game where you try to guess what something is. For example, what has keys but can't open locks? The answer is a piano, right? Do you understand?
I will give them advantage on this intelligence check because he simplified it. A 10. The other one was a 0. The trolls stop hitting themselves.
Oh. What's a piano? I knows what a piano is. You don't know what a piano is. I does know what it is, and I'll tell ya. Alright then, tell us then. Yeah, tell us then. Well, I'll tell ya, if yous go over there and kill one of them things and brings it over here for me to eat. Alright, but I want its legs. No, I want all of it. I'm telling yous what a piano is. Yous don't knows what a piano is. I knows exactly what it is. It's what keys is on the locks. Oh, he's right. I think he is right, because that's what he said's what it was. No, that ain't what it was. It was what can open keys without its locks. Oh, he might be right as well. It ain't neither of them's things. I knows what a piano's is, and I'll tell you. But you's got to bring me something nice to eat. I ain't doing that. Yous don't know what piano's is.
They start going back and forth. They're just doing this endlessly. What does Gary do now?
You don't know what a piano's is. I knows what a piano's is.
What does Gary do now? Tell them what a piano is. Cast minor illusion of a piano mimic. Dragon knows what a piano is. Ah, fuck it, walk away. There's your options. Tell them what a piano is. Cast minor illusion of a piano mimic. Dragon knows what a piano is. Oh, fuck it, walk away. This might be the hardest thing we've ever attempted. I would like it to be. I would like this to be harder than the fight against the dragon, if I'm honest. I think this should be one of the hardest things to do. That's what I think. I think it should be one of the hardest things to do, Harry. Someone's gifting subs. Ray of Sunshine wants that wheel spin. It will happen. It will happen. I don't even know what's going on. You are the troll. It will happen. wheel happen. Dragon knows what a piano is. Okay, let's spin the wheel first and see what you get. Get an item. Roll me a d20. You get something here. Let's see. Not that 8. We take the second roll. A 3. Fuck. Sick. You get a bag of holding. Fuck. Damn. You get a bag of holding. For those of you that don't play D&D, this is a very famous item in D&D. A bag of holding. Let me read to you what it does. The bag of holding, a wondrous item. This bag has an interior space considerably larger than its outside dimensions. Roughly 2 feet in diameter at its mouth and 4 feet deep, the bag can hold up to 500 pounds, not exceeding a volume of 64 cubic feet. The bag weighs 15 pounds. God, Sorenlin loves playing the specifics of this. I don't think you can actually store 1 billion cashews because that would weigh more than 64 cubic feet and 15 pounds. Regardless of its contents, retrieving an item from the bag requires an action. If the bag is overloaded, pierced or torn, it ruptures and is destroyed, and its contents are scattered in the astral plane. If the bag is turned inside out, its contents spill forth unharmed, but the bag must be put right before it can be used again. Breathing creatures inside the bag can survive up to a number of minutes equal to 10 divided by the number of creatures, after which time they begin to suffocate. Placing a bag of holding inside an extra-dimensional space created by Heward's handy sack bowl or a portable hole or a similar item instantly destroys both items and opens a gate to the astral plane. The gate originates where the one item was placed inside the other. Any creature within 10 feet of the gate is sucked through into a random plane. Basically, it's just a big, endless bag that Gary now has. One bag of holding. I think just the effect of this world is that there's essentially a magical the magic in the world is kind of chaotic, a bit like Spellwind. Gary's bag transforms into a bag of holding on his shoulders. I don't think he's even aware of it yet. I don't think he's even aware of it yet. We want to roll high or low. For that, it didn't matter because it was just a random RNG thing. Usually, you will kind of want to roll high for the most part. Now, you were going to try and convince them with a persuasion check. Let's roll me a persuasion check as Gary says, well, the dragon knows what a piano is. Persuasion check, please. Gary has a -1 to persuasion checks. Trying to persuade these dragons here. That's a 1. We're ignoring that one. The next 2. He has advantage. Gary has advantage, so we take the higher of the next 2 rolls that you make. A 16 is good. A 16 is good. Can you get higher than that? A 3. So a 16 -1, a 15. Let's roll an intelligence check for the trolls. A 14. It's actually a good check for them. They stop and look to Gary. Thank you, Insta-Rage. Oh. The dragon knows what a piano is. Well, I also knows what a piano is. No, you don't. Oh.
Well, the only ways we's gonna find out what's the pianos is if we goes to the dragon. Oh, I don't want to go see the dragon. No, I don't want to go see the dragon. The dragon is mean. The dragon's made us cry last time we sees the dragon. Yeah, the dragon's is mean and it made us cry. We don't want to go seize the dragon.
They say. What does Gary do now? Do you have any magical items we can have? Yeah, sure. Why wouldn't you ask that of them? Wow, pussies. Say pretty please. Sympathize with them and inspire them to get revenge on the mean dragon. We will kill and eat the dragon, follow us. Tell them they will all go and make the dragon pay for being mean. I mean, that's kind of already on there, isn't it? How did the dragon make you cry? Here you go. Do you have any magical items we can have? Wow, pussies. Say pretty please. Sympathize with them. I don't know why say pretty please was on there. Sympathize with them. Toodles. Fucking completely out of her mind. Drunk. Sympathize with them and inspire them to get revenge on the mean dragon. We will kill and eat the dragon. Follow us. How did the dragon make you cry? Sympathize with them and inspire them to get revenge on the mean dragon. Gary says, "Oh, I know. I agree with you. The dragon is a mean one. A bastard, if you don't mind me saying. Aye, he's a nasty piece of work. And I don't think this here swamp... You know what? You know what I think, pals? I think maybe we go and get that dragon. For what they did to these here trolls. I think we go teach it a lesson. We go give that thing a dry slap. What do you say?" Seg goes, oh yeah, let's go get that dragon. Yeah. Kravuzal says, "I think we will go and get the dragon." The Bullywugs say, "Rib, rib, 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 rib." The lizard folk go, "Knock, knock, 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 knock." Now, any of you that speak lizard folk will realise that the lizard folk there just went, "What the fuck? We're already going to see the dragon. Why is he saying that?" Luckily, the trolls don't speak lizard folk. Gary says, "Hey, alright. Let's go get that dragon. Let's teach it a wee lesson for upsetting our friends, the trolls, and everyone else in this here swamp. What say you to it, trolls? You want to come with us and teach that dragon a lesson?" Persuasion check. You have advantage, but you have -1 to the check. Let's see if you can convince the trolls to come with you. Yeah. Take the higher of the second and third rolls. So not that 20 by Aaron, which would have been great. Natural 20 would have been lovely there. A 14 is good. -1 makes that a 13. Can you get higher than that? We take the higher of the next roll and the last roll. An 11, so a 13. One last check from the trolls here. An int.
They get a -1, a natural 1, -2. They say, "Oh, yes, you is all going to get the dragon." Gary says,
Aye, we're gonna go get him. You come with us and we'll give him a right lesson. We'll tan his hide.
"Oh, Daisy's going to get the dragon. Yeah, Daisy's going to get the dragon. We should go with her to get the dragon.
Well, you can eat some of that dragon when we get him.
We can eat it."
Aye, you can eat it.
The trolls wander over, start sort of sniffing around everyone. "We're gonna eat the dragon."
Aye, you can eat the dragon and we can have a feast all together.
"Alright then, let's go eat the dragon. Alright, we goes with yous and get the dragon then."
Right, perfect. Let's go. Stop, put him down.
Immediately a troll has got one of the bullywugs and is like stretching out his frog legs.
Stop, put him down. Put him down right now. Don't eat. It's not a dragon. I said you can eat the dragon, not the bullywugs. Don't eat these lizards. Don't eat these hobgoblins. Do not eat him. Do not eat him and do not eat me. Alright?
Oh, right then. The bullywug.
They drop him.
"Alright then. We just gonna come with you to get a dragon." You gain 3 trolls. Congratulations. You gain a swarm of trolls, which I now need to make. A Swarm of Trolls by George R.R. Martin. Troll. Okay, we need to make a troll swarm now. Let's do this. I wonder if I have a cute troll token. Troll token. Not really. Troll names. They're just called 1, 2, and 3. What did you think was happening when I said they were called 1, 2, and 3? They're just literally called 1, 2, and 3, guys. What are you on about? Are you crazy? Alright, hold on. Just quickly making a troll token on the fly. God damn it. I feel like at one point I sort of made a little token thing. I don't think I saved it anywhere and I'm pissed because it would have saved me about 60 seconds here. Troll swarm token. The worst thing about giving you trolls is that they will never die. You know what I might do?
want to randomize what their weakness is? I think that might be fun. So trolls have like a weakness to fire and acid, I think. We could randomize what these ones are weak to, just for purely the fun of it. If and you want. If and you thinking about it. So this is going to be a troll swarm. And they are going to have I need to remind myself what I did for these other ones. When over half HP, the troll swarm makes 4 attacks. When under half HP, the troll swarm makes 2 attacks. They have regeneration. If the troll regenerates 10 hit points at the start of his turn. If the troll takes acid or fire damage, this trait does not function at the start of the troll's next turn. The troll dies only when its thing is thingied. We're going to get rid of the variant limbs thing and just put the NPC swarm info in there. NPC swarm. Oh no, it does recover. It will recover HP. So actually, it doesn't have the NPC swarm stuff. Okay, damage types in D&D. Damage types in 5e. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Let's roll 2d13s. A 3 and a 1. So that's cold damage. That doesn't bode well for the dragon, actually, does it? Cold damage. Or acid damage, which I just deleted, which I'm really happy about. Acid damage. Okay. So, of all the things, we're giving it a weakness to acid and cold. Damage. Troll swarm. And then they have a lot of HP. Oh, my computer almost crashed then. Calculator 84 times 3 is 252 HP. My computer is breaking. The command prompt, I think, just crashed. The dice roller just crashed. Try rolling a dice. This is the troll swarm. Yeah, it's working okay. Troll swarm. Has joined the party. Okay, 3 trolls. The trolls have joined the party. That's it. You've successfully united all of the sentient creatures. Gary was looking for. The bullywugs have joined you. The lizard folk have joined you. The bullywugs joined you because of Seg and the Church of Gary. The lizard folk joined you because of a Deus Ex Machina where death came down and killed their leaders. The hobgoblins joined you because Gary promised them 15% of the dragon's loot and a battle with the dragon, which enticed the warfaring hobgoblins. The orcs joined you, I think also on a Deus Ex Machina. They just showed up at the right time. And the nulls didn't join you because you bested them in a dance battle, but was unable to convince them to come with you. And the trolls joined you under the requirement that they find out what a piano is from the dragon and to get Ohm back on the dragon. A fairly successful session. What does Gary do now? Go back to the furries and sacrifice them to the trolls. Ask the trolls if you can borrow some of their blood and try and make a potion of regeneration. Go east. Face the dragon. What does Gary do next? Oh my god. It looks like you would like to face the dragon. I just made this song on Suno. What is this one? Yes. It's time. Gary looks across the group that he's gathered. The lizard folk, the bullywugs, the orcs, the hobgoblins, the trolls. Seg at his side. Krazuval, can't remember his name. Wandering around in the background, pacing up and down like Darth Maul does. Gary looks to one way, deeper into the swamp. The camera follows his gaze as we travel through the swamp. We see the swamp passing. The camera moving across the bogs, through the trees, and there, an island in amongst the swamp begins to shift and turn. White scales as water and algae drips off of Rindor the Calm. Now is your last chance to give 3 gift subs, because this is the end of the session, and spin the wheel. Gary turns back to the other group and says, "It is time. Seg, we're ready." Seg says, Yeah, I think we are.
Let's go kill a fucking dragon.
That's where we end today's session. The Legend of Gary continues next week, as it's finally time to face off against Rindor the Calm. Congratulations. That's actually quite impressive that you guys managed to do that, I'd say. Let's spin a wheel to end the session. We start next week with a natural 20 on your first roll. Congratulations. I got to get out of here a little bit earlier than I wanted to, but it's also a good spot to end it, I think. Thank you so much for watching and playing the game. I hope it was enjoyable. I had so much fun with this one today. This one was hilarious. Very much appreciate the gift subs. These streams are the only ones that are keeping me afloat at the moment, so I'm really happy you're enjoying them. And I extra enjoy them because I get to eat food next month thanks to this. Next week we'll take on Rindor the Calm and see what that is and what happens there. I'll play some PUBG tonight in a couple of hours on the second channel if you want to watch that at Brad Random. Otherwise, we play D&D every Sunday here. I also run a D&D campaign called Cura on Tuesdays on Table Story if you want to watch a more sort of serious approach to running a campaign. All the links are below if you want to watch me play other D&D games. And I'll be back tomorrow with some Mass Effect. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.